We're talking about practice, joint practice between the Texans and Panthers. I focused mostly on the offense. Offense and defense were on separate fields for the Texans. Xavier Hutchinson had the best day at practice, and he's been having a really good camp, piggybacking off of that big-time catch and run that he had against the Chargers that helped the Texans start running away with that game. He had at least 6 catches at the very end of practice, caught one over the middle, got rocked by a Panthers defender. It was a 2-minute situation, so he got right back up. The Texans got to the next play. No squabs at practice. Best catch of the day came from Christian Kirk in the corner of the end zone. He was in traffic, looked really impressive. Blake Fisher might have had a false start on the play. C.J. Stroud's connection with Nico Collins, his best receiver, one of the best in the league, was mixed, but he did have a couple of good throws to him. Honestly, it's a really competitive wide receiver room. Braxton Berrios made some plays. Jalen Knoll had a big catch. John Mechie had a catch and run. Jaden Higgins making some catch in traffic. It's going to be very tough. D'Amico Ryans, Nick Caserio, offensive coordinator Nick Haley to, I imagine, make the final cuts at that position. As far as the protection goes, I am not an offensive line expert, and sometimes their view is not the best. But I would give the offensive line performance today, at least in pass protection, a C-. Definitely better than when I was last out there. But C.J. Stroud got sacked a few times, had to use his legs, and was getting the ball out quick. That last part's going to be key, I think, over the course of this season. The running game, nothing. And Nick Chubb, I hope in the regular season it's a little bit different than in a joint practice, but disappointing to not see a couple of injured Texans out there. Christian Harris was not dressed. Damian Pierce, the running back that I like a lot, also not dressed. C.J. Gardner-Johnson not dressed. I saw him off to the side talking with former Panthers wide receiver Steve Smith. A lot of edge between those two. The cool part about seeing C.J. Gardner-Johnson, no knee brace. I am not a doctor. He had a leg sleeve on. No knee brace. Maybe he will be back sooner than we think. So that's what I saw at the Texans joint practice against the Carolina Panthers today.